So the lesson we're going to do today is on cell division. All right. And the problem is, now if you look at me, my mass is 100 kilos. I'm a pretty big guy. And believe it or not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're small or tall, your cells are the same size. The difference is the number of cells. Okay. So the number of cells is the difference, and your cells must divide. And they divide for two reasons. One for reproduction and one for growth and repair. You guys are doing growth, I'm doing repair. All right, and that is the only reason why cells divide. Okay, so I want to really point out some key things here that the students really, especially when you're in GCSE. Humans have 46 chromosomes, and I've put it in bold, 23 pairs. The problem happens is when we give, questions, and it's really strange. We'll give an exam question where we've got a picture of a cell, and it'll have 4 chromosomes in it, and we'll say, well, how many chromosomes in this organism? It's not 46, only in humans. Okay. Now, how do cells divide? Well, the first phase is what you guys are doing, and all cells do, is to go through a growth phase. Cells start off small, and then they grow, and then they divide. Okay? And when they divide, they're small. And the first thing they will do is grow. And that's what we call the growth stage. All right? Now, I'm going to show you it here. I'm showing a very, very, very lovely picture. I don't want a very, very technical one. Although, there comes a point where you do need a technical one. So I'm going to show you a really cool image. So cells divide. And when they divide, they split into two. So the two smaller ones. Now, these two smaller ones, the first thing they will do is grow. The second thing they will do is divide. And there's a very special name for cells that divide, and it's called mitosis. Okay? And all they're doing is the chromosomes that make them up. If you've never seen chromosomes in cells, I'll show you a picture of chromosomes. Okay? Chromosomes are in your cells, and they look like this. The only time they look like this is when they're dividing, and this is called mitosis. All right, I'm going to switch these around, you'll see. So the first thing your cells will do is grow. Then they will go through mitosis, which is cell division. And the last thing they will do is split. And there's a really cool name for that, cytokinesis. And I love language, I love words. Okay. Now, what is the point of mitosis? And this is a very special one type of cell division, and it's called mitosis. And what's the point of it? Growth and repair. And funnily enough, asexual reproduction. Humans do not reproduce by asexual reproduction. We reproduce by sexual reproduction. Okay. The things, and I'm going to throw this one here, there is one organism that comes up a lot that reproduces by asexual reproduction, apart from bacteria, right? And there is one that I still do a lot of experiments with it, and it is strawberries. And strawberries reproduce by asexual reproduction, right? Let's put that here. Let's put strawberries in there. We do not. We have children. We reproduce sexually. Now, that division is called meiosis. We're not looking at that today. We are really looking at mitosis. Classic example is when you cut yourself. Okay. Now, there is a use of a type of cell that is in all of us, and it's called a stem cell. Now, talking about stem cells, and I'm going to use another word here. They are undifferentiated. And I know all this new language to a lot of you sounds really, really complex. All right, and you just got to get used to it. What we mean by undifferentiated cells is, now let's add another one, they are not specialized. Okay, And what do I mean by not specialized? What I mean by not specialized is that they've not turned into muscle cells or brain cells or any kind of cells. Let's get rid of that. Terrible typing. Muscle cells. Muscle cells. Okay, so these have not turned into anything. And they're really useful. They're really useful for repairing. Now, there's a really controversial one. You can get stem cells from embryos, children that aren't born. And if someone's got Alzheimer's when they're really old, you can take some of those cells from that embryo and put it into that person's brain, and it starts healing them. You also have adult stem cells. Bone marrow, for example. Your white blood cells are made in your bone marrow. And if there's something wrong with it, like leukemia, you can kill all your bone marrow cells and put somebody else's in. And we also use them in plants. A classic one is bananas or teas, where we clone. I'm putting a word up here. I'll put a word up, meristems. The meristem is a stem cell from a plant, and that's what we use to clone plants, like teas. Okay, now, fill in the gaps. Humans have 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs. Before a cell divides, its DNA is replicated, copied, doubled. Any kind of language there will do. The process of cell split into two is called, and that will be cytokinesis. That's the very last part where they're split. Stem cells are special because they can change into anything. All right? Why is mitosis important for a growing embryo? So it can get bigger. Give one medical use of stem cells. And I named two. One is leukemia. The other is Alzheimer's. Okay? Alzheimer's. Let's spell that right. And it's treatment for them. Now, why might plant stem cells be useful in farming? And the big one is bananas. Or, let's look at tea. People want tea as type of tea that tastes right. So you can clone a plant that is useful. Okay? That's why. All right, as per usual, darlings, you have got 10 easy questions, 10 medium questions, and 10 really rather difficult ones. All right? I'm going to stop the recording. 8 minutes, I'm done.